let him get through his opener, and I'll come back to the questions, okay?
How we doing? Good. All right. Good evening, and man, all of a sudden, just like that, practice one's over. So it was a great day out there, as first practices always are. Full of energy, full of excitement. This came on fast, and the practice went fast. Really clean. I was, proud of our coaches and staff, and as well as our players, just for really understanding kind of the things we were trying to accomplish today. Not just the execution of the football field, when it came to run our concepts and our plays, but also just the transitions. It's new for everyone, and the guys I thought just did a great job. You can see the want to, the desire, is there through the effort that they gave, and just really thought it came together in a nice way. They protected each other, which is a big thing when it comes to our practice habits, and we want to be healthy and be able to improve every play. And you got to be able to. The way to prove is by being out there. So I think that's one of the key things in doing what we're doing all spring long, is just being really intentional in what we're doing, whether it's building relationships or how we practice, creating those habits that are what we call championship habits, and I think they did a really nice job with that today. So I'll open up for questions.
Coach, we'll start on your left with Chase.
Yep.
Coach, the NCAA the rules committee is going to be instituting this helmet communication between coaches and players apparently this fall. Just a two-part question about that. One, just your general thoughts on what kind of a game changer that might be. And two, is that something that you could test out this spring just to give quarterbacks an early feel for it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were doing it today. So we had it out there, and I didn't, we had, with supply and demand across the country, we aren't able to have as many as what the max would be, but we had a couple quarterbacks, and with that in, and I haven't heard any feedback yet. I think early on it was a couple times it was maybe a little hard to hear one way or another. I don't think it was because it was too soft. I think it was actually because it was too loud, but I'm sure that will get tested in our stadium at some point. But I think there's a lot of reasons for it, that I know can be positive. I don't know if it answers all the concerns that you might have when it comes to, I think, some of the things people will say it automatically fixes, and maybe sign stealing and things like that. So because I think there's other ways where it could go the other way, with being intentional and trying to get a call and being able to echo it through your defensive headset. You could go on and on with that, but it was good. I think the quarterbacks just getting used to it. I saw them a couple of times, putting their hand up to their helmet, just listening, but for the most part, it seemed pretty clean.
We'll go in the middle with Michael Casagrande.
So you've been here a month and a half now. What surprised you most about taking this job, getting off this plane? What did you not expect when you got here?
Well, I don't know if it's not that I didn't expect it. The thing I want to give our guys props for is just how open they've been to everything that we've asked them to do. So that doesn't surprise me. They've embraced, all the little differences and nuances that different personalities bring, just different ideas that we have. And it's just been really smooth. And it's a huge credit to our guys, and I think our staff's done a really good job of being aligned and on the same page and being organized to where it's very clear, concise, and the expectations are something that the guys can easily understand.
We're on the right with Charlie.
Hey Coach, I want to ask you, go back a little bit and ask you about the fourth quarter program. Just what were your impressions of that, and maybe did you add any wrinkles or tweak that at all?
No, we kept it pretty consistent with what it's been, and the guys, you can tell it's something that they really feel strong about. The energy just is there, from the beginning to the end. And I think the key is taking that in the workouts when we're in the early winter months here, and transferring that over to football. And that was the challenge today. We have a period at the end where we gather, and we've referred to it. I've done this many years now. Refer to it as also the finish of fourth quarter period, and being able to connect to what they just did the last few weeks with the fourth quarter program. It's transferring it from the indoor and the workouts that they're doing on the football field. I think that excites them, and there's been a lot of football games won because of the work that's been put in because of that program, and they believe in it. It's going to be important for us this fall for sure.
Front here with Kenny.
Obviously, a big part of spring practice is the player development from the first practice to last practice, but what are you looking for out of your coaching staff in terms of where they can grow from practice 1 to practice 15?
Well, I told the players, they're excited to watch their own film now because, when you bring in the concepts, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, the coaching staff brings in your ideas, which usually involve cut-ups that are from the programs you come from. And so I just told the players when we broke down that we get to watch some of their film, which I know they're all excited to do. And, from a coaching standpoint, to me, there's a lot of pieces to our job, but right now it's for us to give them feedback. So they need feedback on everything that happened, the grading of every play and giving the feedback, to our guys, and so they can understand, whether it's that play or that practice, or the session that we were in, whether it was a 7-on-7 period or a team period, even individual. Why did this drill go well? And giving feedback all the time. That's a big priority for us as a coaching staff, so that the guys can continue to understand the expectations, continue to improve. We have the maxims we refer to, and one of our maxims is to have a relentless pursuit of continuous improvement. And we don't take any of those words lightly, from relentless all the way to pursuit of improvement. And that's the thing I'll ask our guys tomorrow when we get together and kind of review the practice. Was that the mindset? And was that clear from the beginning to the end?
Obviously on the right with Nick.
You had a chance to bring in Keon Sabb recently. What about him was attractive about bringing him in? Also, what kind of role do you envision for a guy like that?
Yeah, I mean, you bring a guy like him in to be an impact player for you, and his experiences, not just each and every play, but also the experiences and leadership that as he's here longer and longer that we would expect from him because of the level that he took his team to, winning a championship. That fits in well with what we're trying to accomplish and what we're trying to do. And just the character makeup, aside from, of course, what we know as a great football player, he just is a really good fit for us. It's been a pleasure getting to know him more and more each and every day, just seeing how he's operating. And right now he's just going about his work, but you can tell he's got that it factor. He's got the leadership piece within him to where I know we count on him this fall.
The left with Katie.
You talked in your opening about the championship habits and then recently about the maxims. Are those the same thing, or kind of what are some of the pillars that you like to build your programs on?
Yeah, it is. It's we have the maxims to refer to them, and number one is winners win because that's what winners do. And winning, I know that's a results-oriented kind of piece to it, but what we really focus on is what the winners do, and the winners in our program have an attention to detail. They compete, and we go on and on. We have a list of those things, the habits they create each and every day will lead to the winning aspect, and we're never going to shy away from that being really important here at Alabama. The second one is first be your best, and then you'll be first. And in there, it's be your best. And when you just bring your best energy, attitude, and effort every day, and that's the number one thing and the only thing we really ask of our guys, and the rest takes care of itself. When we do that, good things are going to happen, especially when you have the talent, when you have the coaching and the skill, the players that are within this program. Good things are going to happen. And in order to be your best, you have to have the relentless pursuit of continuous improvement that I referred to.
Go to Nick here in the middle.
Through your career, have you developed kind of like benchmarks you're looking the team to hit, your chemistry or on the field wise, through a spring, and that specifically the first spring?
I think every year is different, and you have to start over from scratch. If this is year 2 for me here, I would still go back to the bare bones of setting down the expectations, because we're around 30 new players that are here in the program, and with that, you have to talk about what's the tempo that we're operating with practice with when we wear helmets and spider pads? What is it when you wear helmets and shoulder pads? What is it when we're full pads? You have to go back to those detailed conversations and lay out the expectations in a way where everyone's on the same page, because there's guys that took their first snaps, as a college football player here. I understand some of these guys, a lot of these guys did do some things during the bowl season as early enrollees, but we would start over